What if your body had a built-in safety feature that could save your life one moment and kill you the next? For horses, that's not a hypothetical, it's everyday reality. Picture this: a horse eats something toxic. Its body recognizes the danger. Instinct says, get it out, but nothing happens. No heaving, no retching, just a slow, creeping illness that could turn fatal. Because horses, unlike almost every other mammal, are physically incapable of vomiting. It's one of the most bizarre and dangerous design flaws in the animal kingdom. But this isn't just a random quirk of nature. It's the result of millions of years of evolution, a trade-off that helped horses survive as grazing animals on open plains, but left them vulnerable in ways no predator ever could to understand why. We need to look at the horse from the inside out. A horse's digestive system is a masterpiece of efficiency. A long, winding tube designed to process huge amounts of low-nutrient grass. But that design came with a compromise. Right where the esophagus meets the stomach, there's a one-way valve called the cardiac sphincter. In most animals, this muscle relaxes to allow vomiting. In horses, it's locked tight, an anatomical dead end. Why would evolution do that? Think about the horse's natural environment. Wild horses spent their lives grazing, head down, chewing constantly. If they could vomit easily, they'd risk bringing up stomach contents while their head was lowered, which could lead to aspiration, inhaling fluid into the lungs. In the wild, that's a death sentence. So over time, the body adapted. The sphincter strengthened. The angle between the esophagus and stomach became more acute. Vomiting became impossible. But that solution created another problem, one far more sinister. Because when a horse eats something toxic, or too much grain, or something that causes a blockage, there's no emergency exit. Gas and fluid build up in the stomach, which can't expand like ours can. The pressure rises, and if it isn't relieved, the stomach can rupture. That's why colic, abdominal pain often related to digestive issues, is the leading cause of death in domestic horses. It's not just a stomachache. It's a countdown. So how do horses survive without this basic reflex? They developed other defenses. Their sense of taste and smell is incredibly refined. They're picky eaters by nature, avoiding most toxic plants. They also produce saliva constantly, which helps neutralize irritants and keep food moving. And their stomachs are relatively small, encouraging them to eat little and often, reducing the risk of overloading. But in the modern world, those adaptations aren't always enough. Domestic horses sometimes end up eating moldy hay, too much grain, or foreign objects. When that happens, the consequences are swift and severe. Veterinarians have to act fast. They might pass a tube through the nose into the stomach to relieve gas or administer fluids. In extreme cases, surgery is the only option. It's a high-stakes race against anatomy itself. What's even more fascinating is that horses aren't alone in this. Rabbits and rats can't vomit either. But in horses, the stakes are higher because of their size and the forces involved. A horse's digestive system is like a high-pressure pipeline. Once something goes wrong, it goes wrong catastrophically. This biological limitation has shaped how we care for horses today. Feed schedules are strict. Dietary changes are gradual. Pastures are checked for toxic plants. Every decision is made with that one-way system in mind. It's a reminder that evolution, DOESNT, Chinese letter perfection. It pursues what works well enough to survive. For horses, the inability to vomit was an acceptable risk on the open plains, where toxins were rare and grazing was steady. But in our world, it's become their greatest vulnerability, yet there's something almost poetic about it. This same trait that makes them so fragile also reflects their incredible specialization. Horses are built for endurance, for covering great distances on sparse food. That tight sphincter. It's part of a system that maximizes every calorie, that turns grass into grace and power. So the next time you see a horse, head lowered, grazing peacefully, remember the hidden battle happening inside. A body refined by evolution, capable of breathtaking strength and speed, yet held hostage by a simple valve. A design so brilliant and so flawed that it reminds us, in nature, every advantage comes with a price. What other animal fact completely baffles you? Drop it in the comments. We might just explore it in the next video. And if you want more deep dives into the weird and wonderful world of animal biology, subscribe to Animal Fact Vault.